What is going on, everyone? Hope all of you are doing well. Thank you guys for tuning in to today's video. Before I get started, if you guys have not gone on Dawn of the Disc yet, you should do so. Boy, I was not expecting a lot of the announcements that they have been sharing. There's a lot of great stuff coming to 4K next year. Arrow announced Deep Blue Sea. I'm excited. That's like one of my favorite shark movies. And then I found out there's three Shout Factory. Two are Shout Factory, one Scream Factory. But they screen Dawn of the Disc. I will state this before I get ahead of myself. Dawn of the Disc usually will share what is going to be announced before like Shout Factory and Scream Factory announces their stuff. Sometimes same with Arrow. So apparently for next year, I don't know when, sometime, could be March or April. They are going to be releasing Ghost Ship on 4K, which is awesome. I'm very excited about that. The Night of the Creeps is getting a 4K release. Those will probably be my two most anticipated 4Ks. That opening scene in Ghost Ship. Whew, probably one of the best openings in a horror film. But the movie's not that great. But I like it. I like it for what it is. And then of course we're getting Bring It On. To come to 4K under the Shout Select line that I will be definitely getting. It's one of my favorite movies. I've always been a fan of Eliza Dushku. I used to watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer back in the day, and that's kind of where I got my love for her. And she quit acting. She's actually like a therapist, and has a couple of degrees, which is awesome for her. So I'm excited for that to come out. I'm kind of holding off. I'm not the one to pre-order stuff because I want to see. First and foremost, I definitely want to see the comparisons. That I've been watching a lot of comparison videos before I start, doing 4K purchases to kind of get the idea on how the transfers are, because there are a lot of films out there that don't have great transfers. Excuse me. And I'm also waiting to see if there's any issues, because I've noticed recently there's been a lot of issues with these boutique labels where they have to issue replacement discs, and that's just a hassle, to be honest with you, to just get the replacement disc. So I'm just kind of waiting for a lot, when they do come out, to see if they are really worth picking up and not have to deal with all the issues. But I am excited for, Night of the Creeps and Ghost Ship and Bring It On. Bring It On is such a fun movie. And then it's also announced that Shout will be releasing Problem Child and Problem Child 2 on 4K. What? Problem Child, those movies are fun. I love the first two. The third movie is a dumpster fire. It truly is. I don't even know why that movie was made. I love the second one. I prefer the second Problem Child over the first. I feel like there's just a lot more that happens in the second film. And to see these two movies get a 4K release, I'm trying to still wrap my head around it. That the fact that we're getting these two on the 4K format. And I've stated this in multiple videos that a lot of older films benefit the 4K format. They look really, really good. Some are going to be totally garbage, but there are rare occasions, I guess is the best term to put it, where a 4K, an older film that's put on 4K can really stand out. So I'm excited. I have the first one on Blu-ray. I definitely will be upgrading, because with a lot of these 4K titles, we're going to finally get special features. I at least hope so. I don't see why they would put the effort into a 4K and just give it bare bones. Come on, it's Shout Factory. I don't think they would go and do that. So, well, I mean, there's that possibility. But if there's going to be features, I'm down for it, and that's to me worth an upgrade. So I'm excited. I can't even comprehend on what's going to even come to the Shout and Scream Factory line next year for 4K and Blu-ray, because I feel like we're getting a lot of stuff that's going to come that we would never thought would come. I feel like Revenge of the Nerds is going to get a Shout Select release next year. I have that gut feeling, and it's going to be a box set. We're going to get the entire collection on Blu-ray or 4K for the first time. So I'm crossing my fingers on that, but I have that in my gut feeling that there is that possibility. So I definitely will be excited for that. I would not be surprised if they decide to, if Shout Select, if Shout Select or Shout Factory decides to release a Shout Select, versions of Orgasmo and Basketball. I think that would be pretty cool, especially on 4K. There's a possibility of that. I'm crossing my fingers. I feel like the Shout Select line is going to grow really big next year with a lot of titles we would not expect. And I think Scream Factory, even though they are re-releasing a lot of their stuff onto the 4K format that they've already released on Blu-ray, I feel like there's a few surprises in the works. That films that we would never expect, and I'm really crossing my fingers and hoping that Dr. Jekyll and Mrs. Hyde finally gets a Blu-ray release. I can only hope. But I just wanted to get that out of the way. So if you guys haven't checked out Dawn of the Disc Facebook page, go ahead and do so. You guys are going to be very surprised in what they've been announcing, and I cannot wait. I'm definitely going to be putting some tax funds off to the side for that, for sure, for specific titles that are going to get announced. I'm pretty happy, and I'm waiting for the Criterion Collection too. I'm curious on what kind of surprises they've got in store. I feel like there's going to be a lot of good stuff that no one would expect to finally get the proper releases. And I also wanted to do a little update on you guys. As you guys know, back in August I did a video talking about my car being repossessed, which I had to voluntarily do because there's no way for me to pay it, and the hassle I've been dealing with trying to get insurance and get back on my feet and looking for jobs and all that. So yeah, it's just been a mess. But now that I'm getting closer to hitting the first tier of getting monetized on the channel, I'm going to start really pushing more of an effort for the channel come the new year. So it took about like 3 months or so. I think I had called to get it voluntarily repossessed back in August, like more towards the end of August, and heard nothing. And then finally at the end of November, it sold. I didn't owe much. I think I owed like a little over $8,000, and it sold for a little over 6,000, which still wasn't bad. And then it stated that I would have to owe like over $1,900. Well, I went to go check my account, and it updated, and I owe nothing. So I am very, very happy. They had to do like an adjustment. So I think what they ended up doing was taking what I had paid in interest to pay off the rest of the balance that I owed. So, which is exciting. Unfortunately, if I did not sign that paperwork where I could not, I had to sign paperwork basically stating that I couldn't like take them to court if I found anything else, or I can't apply with the company, if I move to a different state or something like that. Excuse me. I can't work for the organization. And at the time, I thought it was just, hey, this is just stating that you can't reapply for this company, like a no hire, on being on the do not hire list, kind of something like that, which I'm fine. I was fine with, but now basically, if something else came along, I couldn't sue them, and that kind of kicking myself in the foot. So that's a little bit on my part. So yeah, that sucks. And excuse me. So with everything been going on and the struggles I've been dealing with, I've been just trying to focus on my eBay store and my YouTube channel, getting to the point that I can get monetized. I'm getting close of hitting they have this new tier now where if you get like, I think you have to have 500 subscribers and you have to have at least 3,000 watch hours, and then you can get monetized in some way before you reach the 4,000 minimum. So yeah, so I'm trying to reach that, and I think it's going to happen come next year. Of course, when they update my watch hours, it's a little behind. I think as of right now, it says as of December 18th, I have a specific amount, and it changes every day. So it's like 4 days or so, or 5 days behind. So it's not like currently, you know, currently the hours I have. So I'm hoping that once it does get adjusted like it should, it'll be a lot more for sure. But if you guys take out the time and watch my videos, watch an hour's worth of content, I get a watch hour and it helps me. And that's my dream, is to be monetized on YouTube, and of course getting eBay to the point where I need it to be. And these are two things I'm trying to work towards. I'm very passionate about movies, as I've stated, and as I've stated before, I'm kind of the only movie buff in my family, so the really only people I have to talk about films are you guys. So yeah, so there's some good stuff coming, and dealing with a lot of unwanted stuff as well. So, and my YouTube has been kind of weird. Like the other day, I had, I think, 17, or was it like 1700, and I want to say like 64, 65 subscribers, and then it changed all the way up to like 1770, and then I lose 40. Like there was something weird going on. I don't know what the deal is. With that tends to happen before, where it's like, oh, I have this many subscribers, now I'm less, and then it's like right back. It's like, wait, what's going on here? So it's kind of weird how that works, and it's like within a 24-hour basis too. So that was strange. I don't know if there's some type of glitch going on, because I was like, man, how did my channel jump up 40 subscribers within a 24-hour period and then lose 40 subscribers? Like, it's so weird. But I am trying to get back into the groove of things, as you guys know, but just taking a break. We're getting close to the end of the year, and I just kind of want to take a break for myself, kind of rejuvenate my brain a little bit and things like that. So, all right, so we're done with the updates. Let's go ahead and get into the movie review. And today I'm going to be reviewing a Will Ferrell film that I just absolutely enjoy. This movie is just freaking hilarious. Not only does it star Will Ferrell, but it's also got Danny McBride. Danny McBride's one of those actors who's been in a slew of movies, really recognizable. I mean, he's even had his own TV series. He did Eastbound and Bound, and then there's a few other stuff he's currently working on or has worked on, and he's showed up in a lot of movies. He was in Tropic Thunder. He was the pyro guy, and he was in This Is the End. The famous Channing Tatum scene. So I'm going to be reviewing Land of the Lost. This is a 2009 film, I believe, 2009 or 2008. Yeah, 2009. I was right. And it's basically it's basically a film adaptation to the Land of the Lost TV series that came out back in the 70s. Of course, it would be remade in the 90s, which I think Nickelodeon aired at one point. And you basically, the three characters you have on the cover. One thing I like is that they dress similar in a way to the characters from the original 70s series. So I thought that was pretty cool. And Will Ferrell plays a scientist. Does it say on here? Yeah, he plays Dr. Rick Marshall, and he is basically doing this research about like things going missing, like dimensions and stuff like that. Learning everything about alternate universes and things like that, black holes, things in that similar nature, I guess is the best way to put it. And of course, he meets what's the female's name? Holly, who is like his assistant, and kind of becomes the love interest. And of course, they meet Danny McBride's character, who I believe works at this convenience store, and they have like this weird like amusement park ride type of thing in the back. Excuse me, I just had lunch not too long ago, and they charge people. It's some lame thing that they do. It's basically scamming people. And yeah, they decide to go because Will Ferrell, is like, hey, it's coming from here, and then of course they go through this portal, and it basically transfers. It sends them to this different dimension. This whole area that things that have gotten lost end up at, and they have to survive. They're dealing with dinosaurs and just like oversized creatures, like oh, what are mosquitoes is the term I'm looking for. Mosquitoes and these lizard-like creatures and these giant crabs, and then of course they meet Chaka, this creature that lives on this planet. And the actor who plays Chaka, he's one of the Lonely Island members, and he is absolutely hilarious in this. He played Andy Samberg's little brother in Hot Rod. Him as Chaka is just absolutely insane, very entertaining. The character of Chaka is really what makes this movie, especially some of the specific scenes that really stand out. And Danny McBride is hilarious. The chemistry between him and Will Ferrell, and then the chemistry they have between Chaka is just the actor who plays Chaka is just downright a hilarious trip. There's a specific scene where like Chaka and the guys are they eat this fruit and it makes them high, and they're in this pool that like this motel came out of nowhere, and they're swimming. And Danny McBride's looking at Chaka like, you got a wire? And Chaka's like, he's like, you're a cop? And Chaka's like, you got one? And Chaka doesn't speak English, so if you watch and pay attention closely, there are moments where Chaka spits out a little English here and there. The scene where he sings "I Really Need This Job" is pretty hilarious. The scene where Will Ferrell's like, if Bobby Flay, was an Iron Shaft, on Iron Shaft, and Chaka was the secret ingredient. It's hilarious. And of course that crystal where they touch it and they start singing Cher's "Do You Believe in Love." Um, it's just really, really hilarious. This movie is kind of one of those, I feel, it's kind of one of those hidden gems when it comes to a Will Ferrell movie. Because it's not one that gets talked about. I like this over what's the basketball one that he did? I cannot stand that movie. That movie is just complete garbage. Which is crazy because people do enjoy that one, and a lot of people don't like this, care too much for this one. But for me, I don't like that one at all. Not Blazing Saddles. Blaze of Glory. Is it Blaze of Glory? Where they're ice skaters. Him and John. Was it John Heder? John Heder from Napoleon Dynamite. That one's another fun one. I think that one actually came out the same year this one came out, or the year before. And that was really good. But yeah, Land of the Lost is just a fun one. If you've seen the original 70s series or the 90s series, you kind of know what to expect in some way with the story. Yes, there are some changes, just like a lot of movies that are based off of shows from the 70s or 60s or 80s and things like that, or not even 90s. So yeah, I wish I could say more. I don't want to give away too much for those who may have not seen this, but I would highly recommend you guys checking out Land of the Lost. It's a fun one, definitely worth watching in my opinion. There are a lot of great scenes that will make you laugh, and there are some special features. We get some deleted scenes. We get a day in the life of big movie star Danny McBride featurette, Devil's Canyon gift shop commercial and tour. This is not a routine expedition. The making of Land of the Lost. Bradley, Sid, and Marty, a conversation with the Crofts. With Dr. Marshall's food diaries, D-Box motion enabled, and more. So, yeah, and it's an hour and 42 minutes, so it's not a 2-hour movie like most movies today are. So, thank you guys for tuning in to my review and my thoughts on the movie. Highly recommend this one. Probably one of Will Ferrell's best in my opinion. Will Ferrell's kind of a hit or miss with me. There are some movies I like and other movies I just don't care for, which is, a lot of actors are like that. And then there's actors where it doesn't matter what they do, I enjoy everything they're in. But I feel like it's at least one I feel everybody should check out. If you've seen the movie, let me know what you thought of it. I would love to hear your guys' opinion. And if you enjoyed my video, please give it a thumbs up. It's much appreciated and helps me out. Share the video. It helps me out as well. And definitely subscribe to the channel for sure. I'm still trying to get back into the routine after my little break, so you guys will have to bear with me. And if you guys would like to recommend any videos or any reviews, you guys can do so down in the comment section below. So with that being said, I'm Film Talk with Mikey. Till next time, guys, we'll talk films. You guys have a good one. Take care, and I will see you next time.